I'm back for another video. My name is Josh Kasich, and today is my Code Lyoko review. Now, before I go into this, you're probably wondering, where's the HMI game trailer you told us you were going to do? Well, as Christmas is coming up very soon, I don't know if I'm going to be getting Switch games or Xbox games. I might get both, and those games are both run by HMI, which I'm going to be having in that video. So I thought, well, maybe it's best, because Christmas is almost soon, just to wait until after Christmas to see if I do get any games in order to, have them in the video. So I don't want to have the video out and then I get new games and it's just when I can have them for the video. So that's my plan with that. So I'm going to have some other videos. Also, my college is done for this semester, so this is my first video uploading after college is done, and I'm going to be uploading every day until college begins again. So be a lookout for videos every day, because that's what I'm going to be doing. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and without further ado, let's begin with this review. So if you guys don't know what Code Lyoko is, it's kind of an old show, but it was a very popular show that actually was created in France. It is a French show, and it was created to, obviously eventually America's got it as well, but the original was was filmed in French, and then it was dubbed over here. So it's kind of like an anime, but for the French, and it's not anime because obviously anime is from Japan. Now, usually other countries, like if you get shows from China, there's like another word for anime. Like there's different words for it. So I don't know what you would call a French show, but that's been imported here and dubbed. But that's kind of what it is. And what's also really cool about this show is that it combines both 3D and 2D animation, where you have a regular world that's 2D, and then they go into this virtual reality world, which is done in 3D. So it's actually really cool. Now, yeah, the animation for the 3D has gotten a little bit old, but I think for its time, especially it was around like the 2006 era, or 2006, it was really good. The only unfortunate part about this show is that it, obviously after 4 seasons, but it only ended 4 seasons, and there could be more. There's even kind of a live action version, which is only in French, and I don't know, there is a dub for it, but not made by the official dubs. It's more of I think some fan who did it, and I don't know, it just doesn't work. They should have just kind of kept with the 2D animation and 3D. Well, it did still have the 3D animation for the virtual reality world, but all the 2D was done in real live action. But I didn't really see much of it because it just, I don't know, it just doesn't do the same thing. But the company who made Code Lyoko sadly had shut down or went bankrupt or whatever happened to the company, and there's no more copies. So like if you try to find like the first season on eBay or Amazon, you'll be paying like $100, so it's not even worth it. But there's no government protection over it. There's no like codes, the government, there's no copyright, there's nothing on there, there's no copyright at all. So it's technically free game. I don't know if I would recommend you doing that, but it's basically free game. The creators uploaded all the YouTube videos, or all of them, to YouTube, so I'm going to have that in the description if you do want to go check out the show. It's really good. So the premise is that you had this kid named Jeremy who discovers this supercomputer, and in the supercomputer holds a virtual reality world. But when he activated it, it released there's this AI in the virtual reality world that's so powerful that it could actually affect the real world. And basically him and his friends, you have Ulrick, Yumi, they're kind of having like an off and on kind of relationship. At the end, I'm not if I they don't really necessarily get together per se. There's a lot of hints that kind of broke off or whatever. Were they really dating? It's really confusing what the relationship really is. But from my understanding, they do get back together in the evolution. That's what the fifth season is, the one with the real live action. So there's that. You have who else? And then you have Odd, who he's odd. I mean, his name really fits his character. He's really odd, and he. So these kids. They're at this dorm. They live in. Well, Yumi actually is a transfer student from Japan with her family who lives there now. But her house is really close to the school, so she doesn't actually have to live at the boarding school like Jeremy, Odd, and Ulrick do. And in this virtual reality, there's this girl named Aelita, who she's the only one who can deactivate these towers that the XANA, that's the name of the AI, has control of these towers, and she has the ability to shut them off, defeating whatever XANA's doing in the real world. And XANA's goal is to take over the real world, and the heroes have to stop them. Now, Jeremy falls in love with Aelita, the AI. They think she's an AI, but in fact, we learn on later that she's not actually an AI. This is a whole interesting story. And that's kind of the premise. They fight XANA and everything. And I really enjoy the animation. I like the animation a lot, even if it's old, it's still pretty cool for its day. I definitely give it a really good animation. The story wise is actually really good, but there are some parts that were not that good. Like I said, the relationship between Yumi and Ulrick, I think that could just done better. I mean, were they even a relationship? Was it off and on? I mean, it was all kind of confusing, and I feel like if you're going to do a relationship, do it. Don't just bog it around. Don't do things like it's just, to me, like, I, as a writer myself, eventually a writer, I'm writing a book. A lot of my stories is always going to have a love interest, and I don't care if what people say. Oh, that's not kid thing. Like kissing. Why is kissing such a problem for kids to watch? Okay, I'm saying a lot of shows just don't want to do it. They don't want to do these relationship things, and I think that's stupid. Because if you're going to have it, you should do it, not just bog it down because this is a children's thing. I think that's stupid. And if you're going to have action, have action. And this is Lyoko has a lot of action. There's a lot of stuff. I wouldn't say it's necessary for kids per se, like young kids. Probably like a little bit, maybe high elementary, junior high type age range. There's some stuff that I wouldn't consider kids should be watching, but definitely this is the type of show that isn't afraid of who's watching. And that's kind of the same thing with my idea with Clone Wars, is that it's not afraid. It's not afraid to, have these deaths. It's not afraid to do that just because it's a kid's show. And I think that's right. Too many shows, even anime like Naruto, just bogs everything down with the love interests. Don't do that. I'm just saying to all the companies out there, please stop doing that. And, but other than that, this show, other than that relationship, you really do get a feel with Aelita and Jeremy. They do fall kind of in love with each other, and they were pretty much. It wasn't like official that they were together, but it's kind of clear that they were together throughout the show. So, definitely one relationship done really well. There is kissing actually. You have like Odd kiss a girl several times. He's kind of a player, and you kind of see that throughout the show. So there's definitely that. And then there's a character named William. He's kind of you probably watch him. You could consider him like, I don't want to say the word, but it starts with a D. I think you guys could fill in the blank, hopefully. But he's not necessary, and he's not mean or anything. But he's not. I wouldn't say all that nice sometimes, and he's kind of have. He also kind of likes Yumi, and so there's a lot of that. Ulrick, Yumi, William, they're all there. But despite kind of his, you know, attitude, he's not all that bad of a guy. He's, really interesting character, and they eventually add him to the group, right? And he messes up, and he gets controlled by XANA, and I feel like the writers just did him dirty for the rest of the show because he was mostly controlled by Xana the entire time, and when eventually he got released, when they were able to release him from him, he didn't really get much time, fighting. He didn't get a chance to fight Xana, and he gets kind of taken over by Xana again, but not the same way. They were able to get him out of it, and then the show ends. It was like I feel like he deserved better than what he got. So that's kind of one of my other complaints about the story is just they shouldn't have mistreated William that way. Even though his attitude and sometimes wasn't that good, he was definitely a better person than to do him like that. But overall, other than that, like I said, the story is good. The animation is. I still think it's still, although the 3D still got old, it's still I think good to watch, and it does actually. The animation, especially in the fourth season, did get better as the years go on, because I think the fourth season was around like 2011, I think it was. So definitely several years since it started for the animation to grow a little bit, not by much, but just enough for it to look better. But other than that, it is a great show, and I definitely recommend it. And I will, like I said, I'm going to have the link down in the description for all the episodes, seasons 1 through 4. You can go find Evolution if you want it. There are on YouTube, but that's only like French, so it's not really. If you want to watch in French, if you want to watch the English version of it, it's on the internet somewhere. You just have to look it up. But if that's what you want to do to continue the show, if you really enjoyed the first 4 seasons, then you do you. Like I said, I'm not really into that 5th season or whatever it was. But other than that, like I said, I hope you enjoyed that show, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Because if you did, please leave a like. And if you're new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified from my next upload. My YouTube channel website link as well as my Twitter is down in the description. And I'm also going to be I'm going to be uploading this stuff or information to maybe Snapchat and Instagram. So I'm definitely going to I'm not sure if I'm going to put it, I'm still working on that, so we'll see how that goes. I might put that down in the description as well. So check that out if you like Instagram, wherever, and you want to get noticed by my videos that way, or Snapchat. It'd probably be on the story, as they call it. And yeah, so definitely check that out if you guys want to get updates to my videos through that way. And thank you. Goodbye.